Okay, so full disclosure here. If you don't like cussing, you probably aren't going to want to listen to this because I'm probably about to cuss a lot. So I'm in a mood today. I'm a very frustrated mood. You know, oh, it is one thing after another here. It's so fucking irritating, you know. Already I keep talking about this. We already had the fucking poisons dropped during the summertime. And all of the trees, all the needles and stuff are falling off the trees, and it was like fall in the middle of summer. And then there was more weird stuff. I can't even remember. It's just one thing after another here. Because don't forget, you know, Washington State was the first state to close down. And don't forget Inslee, who's at his table, who's opening Christmas presents with him, is Gator Boy, because they're related. So, you know, it's no surprise what's going on here. But, you know, it's whoever can suck the best, you know, gets the position. So, yeah, this motherfucker here. So we got the whatever that's going on all this summer, but, you know, it's just like the week before. We still were having roads closed from the floods. And now we're in this fucking treachery. And it's not ending. You go on the weather, it just keeps going and going and going and going. No temperature going up. We're in the, it's double digits, but it's in the teens. We're low, right above 10. It's fucking freezing. My water is off now in the kitchen. I had put a lamp out there to try because I had heat tape on it. That didn't work. So then I put a lamp. I thought, well, that will get the cold water because the hot was still working, but the cold wasn't. So I did the lamp, and I thought, well, I'll leave it on all night. The heat tape didn't work, obviously. Well, so now I know the heat tape works better than the lamp because now both are frozen. There's no water in the kitchen at all. And who knows, you know, it's like you have to stay present in the moment. I can't, like, if I sit here and go like, oh my God, what if they turn off the heat? What if, because it's very likely. I mean, Inslee had already said at the beginning of the, I don't know, a couple of months ago, he had already said that we were going to have periods of time during the winter that there were going to be no power. So we're in our worst winter ever and no power. Okay. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. So fucking sick of this shit. So, yeah, this is the floods directly into the fucking bullshit. You can't talk about it to anybody. It's, you know, this is red zone, don't forget. So it's climate change. Well, it's climate change. What do you expect? It's climate change. They told us it's climate change. So it's climate change. It's like, fuck off with the fucking climate change. Fuck. Ugh, God. I told you I'm in the mood. I'm just like, you know, you can be all Christ consciousness and heavenly. It doesn't mean you don't have the fucking mood. It doesn't mean that you can't be, because, you know, this is one thing that I started finding back in 2020 when I would get all worked up like this. And I would be like, you know, I mean, it feels natural to get mad about stuff. And I'd be like, well, but if we're not supposed to, you know, we're supposed to just stay in this one zone, you know, if you're Christ conscious, you know, just got to be at peace and happy. Oh. And I was like, but that is then judging anger. That is saying anger's bad. You know, you can't be angry because it's all about balance. So yeah, you can be angry, in my opinion, because you don't want to say, oh, you can't do this. That's bad. Don't do that. That's bad. Don't do this. Oh, it's only good if you do this. Like, who's making those rules? Because we are our own rule maker, right? So nobody should be making our rules. And, which really will get me going on a rant. Because I don't know. I went on a rant already this morning to my friend in Australia about this bullshit. Like, I don't understand. If you have the law of God inside of you, it's imprinted. It's imprinted in you, whether you know it or not. Whether you've cut your soul off and you told your soul, shut the fuck up, I'm going out and getting some fucking gold chains and some shallow shit. So, but it's in there talking to you. You know when you do something bad. You know when you fucking somebody over. Your insides tell you. You have an inner guidance. You want to fight it? You know, that's up to you. You get to face that demon when you fucking die. And I'm not talking about a devil that's going to stand there and punch you in the face and throw you in the fire. I'm talking about your own demons, the own demons inside of you that creates you to do something that isn't good for you or anyone else. You have to face those parts of yourself, your own demons, the demons you carry inside of what guides you and what you represent, what you're doing, who's guiding you. You know, it's all for you to get to find out about you. So, anyways, see, I'm really all over the place today. I mean, I have been for the last few days, but I've got so many things going in my head, it's hard to keep them straight. Okay, so, anyways, yeah, I don't understand the needing laws and all this legal government and all this bullshit and police and all of that, because that's all self-appointed. That's all they've all decided. Hey, this is what we need. It is all to control us. It's not for us. It's not to help us. Oh yeah, we're gonna remove a murderer. Well, you know, we're gonna do y'all a favor and remove a murderer. Well, there's millions of them out here still, and and since they are mind controlling so many and using drugs and everything else to create chaos, so it's all bullshit. You know, there's licenses here, pay for this license, that license. It's all fucking bullshit. Why do we need a goddamn license for anything? It's all their bullshit. You didn't even need a birth certificate. However long ago, since time doesn't even exist. You know, it's a new concept as well. That we need birth certificates. We need all of this stuff. It's all so they can track us, and it's all just bullshit. It's all to just get more money out of us, to make us, you know, oh, well, we gotta go do driver's ed forever, and we gotta pass all these tests, and we gotta pay money, and then we gotta go do our license, and we gotta pay for licenses every year, and then we gotta pay for roads, and then we gotta pay for this and that. It's like, and insurance. Oh, then they gotta put that on there. Can't drive without insurance. So it's just nonstop with their bullshit. Just the same thing as this. Oh, you got one, you gotta get two. Well, now you need three. Well, you need four now. It's just like it's never ending. Like, the more and more that we accept, the more and more they pile on us. So, and the whole thing is that you have the laws of God inside of you. You don't need someone to confirm it. You just need to connect with yourself. Because you know when you're doing stuff wrong, and you know when you're doing stuff right. And if you think you're going around doing stuff wrong and nobody's looking, well, surprise, surprise, you're going to find out different. You know, the day you pass over, the day you transition, you're going to get a new perspective over things. And, you know, if that's your awakening, so be it. You got to go through this life and do some shit, and then you got to go and die and be awakened and then face yourself. You know, that's your soul journey. But there's a lot of souls that are here who are awakening to the truth in life so that they can, you know, evolve and become more pure, really, in order to ascend. So, anyways, this whole thing with the government and all of this bullshit is just, I find it so irritating. It's all like, oh, well, we will tell you guys what to do. We will tell you how to live. We are the self-appointed gods of the world, and we will control your life. We will control your food. We will control your time. We will control your families. We will control your education. We will control your livelihood. We will control the economy. All of it. We will fill your heads with propaganda. We will indoctrinate your children. And, you know, you say, well, these people are just accept it. Like, oh, well, you know, that's life. Well, that's life. Climate change in life. And, you know, yesterday I made I don't know, was it an error? I don't know. Everything is predestined. It was what it was going to happen always. So a thing popped up yesterday with Juan and David, and I haven't been watching any of this stuff. I've just been consumed with my crocheting, right? And all I do is put on background music or sounds. Sometimes I'll watch the same movie. I'll freaking watch Serendipity, I don't know, 20 times or something, but I'm not really watching it. It's on in the background, and in my head, I can see it. I don't have to look at it. I can hear them talking, and I know exactly what's happening. So, I don't know. I find like a peacefulness in that. But, so I haven't been going and watching and looking. Well, I never go look at it. It's always stuff that pops up. It's what comes to me. I don't go looking for stuff. Stuff looks for me. And then when I know when I'm supposed to look at it, like I'm somebody who really watches the signs. And this is something, yesterday I was talking to, oh my gosh, it's weird. There's all of a sudden this tapping over here in this table. Weird. I don't know, probably stuck energy or something. So I'm trying to get in through the walls. But my daughter was talking yesterday about this situation or whatever, and she's like, well, anyways, we got to start talking about the signs and stuff. And I'm like, I'm somebody who watches the signs. I pay attention. You know, I used to, when I wasn't awake, I used to, you know, think I had to direct myself on my own life path, and that's what got me my brain injury. Because they're like, no, because it's all scripted. You can't go off. You can't. That's why. To me, the value of quieting the mind, putting aside your, like, I don't want to say desires, because it is our desires that guide us. But there's a difference, because we can get confused over our desires. We can think, oh, these are our desires, and this is what our path is. This is what we got to do. We got to go in this direction. And you can be going in the completely wrong direction, because you think you understand how it's supposed to go. Like I said, like what I was doing, you know, I was a workaholic. I work. I spent. And, you know, my free time, I went out with my friends and went dancing. And then, you know, I was trying to pay my house off. I thought, here, it's just getting louder. I thought that I was, you know, trying to pay my house off and just focus on retirement. You know, that was my focus. I'm going to get everything paid for so I can retire comfortably and I don't have to have extra bills, you know. And all my thing is about, I love to travel. You know, I want to be able to go and travel. So, you know, that was my whole thing, was getting situated for what I thought, and retiring early. I ended up getting an early retirement, all right, earlier than I had thought, and I didn't appreciate it for years. I was fighting and struggling to get back in the rat race. Please, don't kick me out. I have something to offer here still. You know, that's how it felt, like, please. And then once it was like, oh, God. Then you get out, and you're out for a while, and you're looking at it, and it's like, what the fuck? Why were they trying to stay in this hell? And then I learned to appreciate the value of my own time. And so I learned a lot from this brain injury thing. But it was definitely, I was trying to force what I thought my life path was. And I thought I was following my desires, you know. But really, it was fear. I have these lights turned down so low, and it's still burning my eyes. So sorry, it's so squinty. I know it always looks like I'm just like, but light going right in my eyes is really rough. But anyways, it was really, if you think about it, it's out of fear, right? Like, what's going to happen when I get old? How am I going to survive? Who's going to take care of me? What am I going to do? I got to do all this stuff. I got to do this and this. You know, have to plan for the future. Who knew if the future was even going to come? I mean, apparently it was not going to come the same way as I thought. You know, I could have still been working at the hospital and lost everything, like all these other people. So, you know, I just lost it a little earlier to prepare, which I believe the preparation was to help other people, because everybody was facing the same thing I had to face. I just faced it first. And, you know, I believe that was part of my contracted thing in my soul contract, to go through that stuff and face it first, and to help other people learn what I learned during the process. Because it, you know, that's how we can help each other, is sharing information, making ourselves vulnerable, putting ourselves out there. And, you know, there can be people who will be bullies and be rude and mean about it, but that's in them. We can't focus on those people anymore. We need to focus on each other and coming together and sharing information and helping each other heal, because that's the only direction forward. There's no going back. There's no back to go to. It's all ending. everything is ending and crumbling. But so yesterday when the David Rodriguez thing popped up, right, and it was right about to start, I was just finishing a movie, and it was a really cute movie too, if you want just a cute, wholesome movie, and it was made in Spokane. If you want a cute little, you know, pleasant movie to watch that's happy, it's on Netflix, so I'm sure there's propaganda in there, but it is called Mixtape. It was really cute show. I really liked it. So anyways, when it was getting over, David Rodriguez was starting, like within, I think when it went off, his show said starting in 60 seconds. So I went and decided I would go ahead and watch it because I thought, okay, timing, because I go watch the signs. And it is a big difference when you start really paying attention to the signs. There's constant communication going on around you with the Christ consciousness, whatever you want to think of it out here, the universe, however you want to label it. There's constant communication. They're constantly giving you signs. They're constantly leading and directing and giving you information. But you got to be open to it, and you got to have awareness and, you know, pay attention to the signs. They're guiding you. They're showing you which way to go. So, anyways, when I was went on to watch it, and I told my friend in Australia, that's how we got started talking about this, and we both got started on our rants, and that's why I was like, I ranted to her enough. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go rant on my video so other people can hear my rant, because I know other people feel the same way. It's not just us. We aren't the only ones who feel like this. This is just some fucking bullshit nonsense, you know? It's just fucking, oh my God, it's so never ending too, and it just is like, we all want to see action. You know, we want to see arrest. We want to see this system ending. We want to see it. You know, like the walls of Babylon come down. And so, there's one here. What the hell is down there? That's so weird. Sounds like a little thing down there. Maybe something's under the house trying to claw its way through the floor. Nothing would surprise me at this point. I swear to God, a genie could come up through there and I'd be like, oh hell yeah. Anyways, back to the Juan thing. So Juan and David obviously, he felt, you know, basically like how we're feeling, like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, why do we see no action? Why is there nothing happening? Why is this just drag on and on and on? And murder. And Trixie's going by. And David was super frustrated, just like all of us. And Juan, I'm starting to think, like, is this guy just somebody who, like he doesn't want you to think about things getting better. He just really wants you to focus on what's bad. Like, he's trying, I don't know, he has some other agenda. I'm not really sure at this point what his deal is. And, you know, for all I know, he's a distraction, because that's part of this process. Is like, you see all these people holding on to Trump, Jesus. You know, we have a savior coming, but we don't. We don't have a savior coming. And, you know, Trump was there to wake us up, to show us that this is some bullshit. You know, and when you were paying attention and you could get over your judgment and you could see like, oh my God, what they're doing to him. Like, you start seeing, like, what? Like, I thought this was like a legit, like, I thought the mainstream media had integrity. Like, when I grew up, they made a big thing about, like, Walter Cronkite. He's going to go in and he's going to let us know what's going on. You know, and that's what I always thought, like, it was like the, you know, and I remember another thing too, it was really big on the mainstream media thing back in the day, was, it seems like it was something with Watergate or something. It was some big thing like that. And, no, it wasn't that. It was another thing, but a journalist had lied, and he had said something fake or false or something in this article, and it became, oh my God, it was the hugest thing. Like, they made, like, oh my God, a journalist, if you don't have integrity and you're going to lie, you don't belong in this industry. You just better go. You know, and I mean, they've turned him into, you know, they trumped him. They fucking Charles Mansoned him. You know, they threw him out for the, and now, you know, it was all a psyop. It was all just to make us think that this organization had integrity. But it was a big shock. I was shocked when I found out that the whole lies about Charles Manson. Like, yeah, you know, that was a demon when I was growing up. He was the devil. And then to find out he was a scapegoat? What? Like, there's so many things that is so much to wrap your head around because you've been told one thing for so long. And then when you start finding out it's false, it's like a lot to... But yeah, I thought mainstream media was a legit thing. Like, I thought they were real. I thought they had integrity and stuff. I wasn't into it because I thought they focused too much on negative, and if I watched the news, I just end up feeling depressed. So I didn't watch it, you know. So I didn't know. I didn't start paying any attention until this whole lockdown. Like I've said a million times, the whole lockdown happened, and I started seeing things they were saying on medical stuff was lies, and I knew they were lying because I had experience. You know, I certain things that I knew. So once I saw those lies, and then I started being like going and paying attention, like watching Trump talk and stuff, and then it was like you'd hear him talk, you'd hear what he'd say, and then you'd hear the report on the news, and it would be completely different. What? Then you'd have people arguing with you like, no, he said this, and it's like, no, I watched him talk, he didn't say that. No, you're just a Trump lover, crazy racist. Like, no, really, I'm just somebody paying attention. I think you got a little judgmental thing going on here. Like, why can't you hear me? And that just, you know, blew up. It just became so fucking huge. But, anyways, back to the Juan thing. So Juan was, he was saying that this is going to go on for several more months of this intensity. Like, I'm assuming after the flood, after the snowstorm, ice age, that, I don't know, the release of the dinosaurs probably. I mean, we've already had the fucking murder hornets. We've had the, everything that has been going down in Washington State. Yeah, I mean, we are, but I did see on the news just a second ago, because I did go in to look at the headlines while I was on my rant to my friend. I was like, I'm just going to go in and look. I'm going to go see what they're saying. So I went on and looked at the headlines, and it was, so we got a big old asteroid headed our way. We got a big giant glacier. Bill Nye's going to tell you all about it on CNN. Go, tune in for that. Yeah, I imagine he'd give some pretty good head there. I got that job. So, anyways, he is going to talk about the giant glacier that's about to destroy us. We got the asteroid coming. We got the La Palma. I don't even know what's going on with that. But we got all these different things that are happening on the news. Oh, and the hospitals are full. Don't believe that. Don't go to one either. They're not there to save you. They're there to murder you. I've seen one ambulance around here go by, and it was a couple days ago. And then I found out that guy behind me died. He's the one, like, I know when I've done videos outside, well, maybe it was only on TikTok, but the guy who had the generator out back, it would come on. If the power went out, his generator came on automatically. It's fucking cool as shit. So I think he was on oxygen and stuff. His house was super dilapidated. He was really old. I think his wife had already died. He was really old. I think he was really sick. I'm positive he was on oxygen. I've talked to him before. He just looked like sickly. And he had a thing crash down, a tree crashed down on his house. So half his house was like kind of crash. And I mean, it just looked like, fuck, this guy's in a rough place. Like my worst nightmare as an old person. Like, I've heard so many horrible nightmares out here. I've heard of an old lady out here, and her bathroom, it fell. So it is not in her, like, her it's open in her house. Like, and she's a little old lady. She's got nobody to help her. And it's like, oh, fucking horrible. And that's where, you know, we all have to get moved into more of that way of being united so that there isn't those situations. That's heartbreaking to think of that. But the guy back there, he died, but I feel pretty positive he died in the hospital. So anyways, I've seen one ambulance go by, and it wasn't an emergency. It was no lights, just cruising by. I don't know, could have been picking up somebody. But, you know, in a real thing, there would be nonstop. Ambulance after ambulance after ambulance. So you go to the hospital to die. So don't go there unless you want to die. But if it's your time to die, you know, you're going to go there, and that's your time. But that's a transition. It's not the end, like they want you to believe. It's a transition. You're just leaving this situation to go into a new situation, probably headed to the new earth. And who knows how that's all going, you know. I still can't figure out, like, I mean, out here it's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. It looks like it's light because you see reflections of my lights reflecting out the windows, but it's dark. It's dark as fuck. There's no sun. If we even, there hasn't been a sun in months. If we even get that illumination disc thing, it comes like around 10 in the morning. It's usually gone like around 2 or something. My plants are so suffering. But it is, you know, it's all just fucking nonsense. This whole fucking thing is such nonsense. But, you know, it's all about the hurdles, you know, and that's what it is. It's an endurance test. It's like, can you get through this? Can you keep your faith? It is like the 40, you know, I see why the biblical stories, he didn't come up with a biblical story the other day, surprisingly. But I can see why, because we are playing all that out again. And it is that, you know, it's the 40 days of being on the ark, you know, like what's going to happen? Is there ever going to be land again? Are we out here in this fucking ship forever? That's how it feels. And that is, but it's the soul. It's our soul wakes up and connects to what's out there. And, you know, I swear, watch that show Initiation. He explains stuff so well. But anyways, so Juan was saying it's going to get worse over the next couple months. There's going to be way, way worse. So who knows what the hell that, you know, is it going to be way more people dying? And like, I mean, we already had, like, I was prepared. I went out and hung up all those no trespassing signs because I thought that they were going to start marching up and coming into our houses and stuff. And that hasn't happened. Like, is that still ahead? Like, I don't even know what all we have to face still. But so he was saying months more of this, and then it's going to be years of trying to take it down. So, you know, me and my friend in Australia were going back and forth about this, and I think that it's going to be, I still say something big's going to happen, something big. I've said it the whole time. Something big is going to happen to wake people up, to shock, get them to pay attention, to pull their consciousness into the present moment, because they're all living in this projection. And so something has to happen to pull their consciousness into the present moment. So we're all in that moment, and there will be a flip. There's going to be a flip. And yeah, I think it's going to take a lot of years for a lot of the rebuilding and restructuring, and, you know, to take down institutions that have been there for a while. It's going to be a process, but I think we're all going to be on the same page when we start that process. So even when he's saying, oh, we got years of this left, you know, and he's talking about 2023 and 2024, it's like, who the, I couldn't believe it this time that someone sent in a goddamn ballot. Like, what? Why? When does the trust end? When do you stop trusting these motherfuckers? Jesus Christ. So anyways, yeah, this is going to take some time to, you know, for people to learn, like, you have God's law inside. We don't need all this fucking bullshit. We need to live free. We need to go out and experience. We need to explore. We need to enjoy life. That's what life is about. This treachery that they've created and called it life is all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit, and it's all control. It's all enslavement. It's all fucking bullshit. So you know, he was saying about that, but you know, for me, I'm still in the whole thing. It's just uh, try not to focus too much on, you know, this stuff, or the elections, or I mean, there's so much. David kept talking something about something Joe is about to put through. How do we even call him Joe? We don't even know who is under the mask. We don't even know who this person is. Joe, the real Joe's dead. It's not even the same goddamn person. They don't have the same fucking face. They don't have the same color eyes. Like, oh my God. How long can this fucking, or you can have conversations? You know, it's mental. It's mental. So, yeah, I say, you know, we just have to let go of what we don't, we can't control some of this stuff. And we gotta let go because, you know, this process for these other people to, for their consciousness to become present, it's a process, man. It's a fucking long ass process. It's slow, you know, and there has to be something that affects them, something that where they have to pull themselves in, you know. That's why it's about consciousness becoming present in the moment, being able to look around and seeing. They're not listening to what they're being told is real. They're looking around to see what's real with their own eyes, with their own being is present in the moment. Like, oh, does this make sense? So everybody's dying, but, you know, where's the meat truck? What the fuck? We know that they still have a big plan of killing everybody. They still have their big refrigeration unit. They still have stacks and stacks of coffins, these big giant multi-graves dug. Like, they're ready to kill a bunch of us at once, but like, and maybe they're filling those graves. I don't know. And they're not going to tell us the truth on the news. They're going to fucking tell us the truth. Like, you go in the hospital, you don't come out. You come out in a body bag or, you know, gelled to get sprayed on the food. I don't know. They're going to come out as dinner for the rest of us. It's disgusting. Oh my God. This is a hard time to get through. You gotta laugh about it because it's fucking ridiculous. So yeah, I just say try not to get caught up in all of the daily bullshit. You know, try and detach yourself and just keep present in the moment. Be aware, keep present. But to connect with, you know, your higher self, to keep, you know, mentally at peace. So that you can know, yeah, we'll get through this. We will get through this. Even if it goes on, it's not going for years. There's no freaking way. It's not going for years. I mean, there's no money. There's no money in the Federal Reserve. That's already been shown as empty. Like, and all my emails, every day I get at least 50 to 75 emails. Oh, come claim your prize. Don't claim any of those prizes. Don't claim anything. All it is a way for them to get access to your information to drain your account. Because all of the corruption and stuff, like, they pretended like they were trying to protect us from that stuff, but it was really them. So they're really trying to get money from us, but they're just going in the back door. So don't do any of that stuff. They'll fucking drain your account. They don't give a shit. You can lay there and starve to death in the cold. They don't give a fuck. And they don't have to mess with you. Well, they want your body. Spray it on the food for the rest of us. So anyways, you know, just stay, you know, present and, you know, do all of your things to try and keep calm and stuff. But no, there will be a shift. A shift will happen. Things will go the other direction. I mean, it's nature. Things have to go back into balance. It's when you start understanding about a soul and all of that stuff, and karma and everything about it, it's all about the balance. It's an energetic balance, because everything has to have the two forces, and it's the balance, and it's each soul's own position to find balance in its own life. So you need to find your balance to keep yourself from not being crazy. Like my mom, she'll be like, I'm not watching the news anymore, and then she's right away, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm a wreck, my blood pressure's up. It's like you gotta notice that stuff for yourself. Like, okay, this is too much. I gotta fucking, and like this helps me, venting it out, saying like, oh, I'm so irritated. I'm so mad. This is such bullshit. And it gets it out of you, you know? So even if you have to go in and rant at the mirror, if you're not ready to go out and rant to the public, go in and rant at the mirror, get a pillow and just punch the shit out of it. Because just release that inner energy that is giving you that pressure, because then you can release it and just stay focused on, okay, I know the age of Aquarius is coming. I know this is a transition. I know this is so people can wake up, so everybody gets the same opportunity to descend. And this is a huge thing for consciousness to pull free from an enslavement system like this in a three-dimensional context, like this is friggin' huge what's happening. And these beastly motherfuckers don't want us to do it, so they're gonna do every roadblock possible. That's why it's non-stop hurdles, but it's an endurance test. It's like whoever can, if you can make it, you can make it. And it's all about resilience. I talk about this all the time. I've had to use resilience in order to survive so much of my life, because I've had so many hard things, and it's an inner strength, and you have to find it. You have to know it's in there, and so many people are like, well, I can't have what I want. I can't do this. I can't do that. You can, but you got to start telling yourself you can. You can get through this, no matter how hard it seems, no matter how fucked it seems, no matter how draining it seems. Listen to yourself. Take some time off. Take more naps, focus on learning to cook better food for yourself. Baths, well, right now, I went to take one the other day and it was so freaking cold. I couldn't even get the water to be hot, but the air outside was so cold. It was like it wasn't comfortable at all. It wasn't like a nice, relaxing bath. So, but find ways to take good care of yourself, and just remember, we can get through this. We will get through this. And what's to come is going to be freaking wonderful. So just keep on, even if it seems crazy to sit and fantasize and think about the future and this beautiful, when everything doesn't seem to make sense and it seems like it's the end of the world, to keep remembering we have this great future ahead of us. The age of Aquarius is going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be freedom from a system that people don't even realize is a system. So it's going to be remarkable once we get there. And it's we just got to get through this process. So once we do, and unity is in front of us, and it will be, everybody will unify once they see what's really happening. It's just, they've just got so many people's minds trapped. So it sucks, but we will get through this. And I told you I was going to fucking cuss a lot. I cuss a lot. Anyways, I cuss a lot. I just don't find that offensive. Like, some people get totally offended at a cuss word, but then there's people who are like, ooh, Farfadnugan? No, I wouldn't use one of those. That's against God. Like, you're not supposed to enjoy your body. It's like, Farfadnugan will get you to as close to God as you can get. An orgasm is like, that is the closest you can get. But people cut themselves off from what they think. It's all limitations. It's all limiting beliefs. So this is all happening so you can go in and question yourself and expand yourself. Nobody can do that for you. It's you are the only one who knows what is your limitations. And you're getting this all handed to you so you can break them down, so you can expand yourself beyond the limitations. So focus on that. Focus on you. And we'll get through this. Trixie's over there jabbing the water with her tongue. She stabs the water. She's the most aggressive drinker I've ever heard. Okay, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.